And I'm like, that works good for me because I like to talk.
Yeah, you know what's
right?
a perfect job for you?
Podcasting.
And you should be like an audiobook.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I love reading books. I just don't want to read the words. You should be my audiobook. That's how extroverted you are.
I don't know. I feel like I have the voice that's like either perfect for like a radio talk show or like your morning alarm clock. Like, get out of bed, bitch.
Okay, I like that one better.
Right?
Morning alarm.
The morning alarm.
By the way, I'm so happy that I'm on your show. I'm dead ass.
No, dead ass. Thank you for even wanting to be on my show because it's hard to get people to come on.
Are you serious? No, dead ass, man. Your show is good. You speak the truth. Like you have opinions. It's not like a typical talk show. I like how people can debate on your show and you can create like a topic for the netizens you know, people out there to debate on. And which is healthy for us Generation Z.
Yeah.
And these new generation coming, like you need these type of topics, man.
Are you a Gen Z?
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial. What year are you born?
I'm 91.
91. So you're 30. I can't do math.
I'm 28.
You're 28.
Plus 2.
Oh, 28. Wait,
plus 2.
What? I'm 90. Oh, no, you're 91. Guys, I really can't do math.
I was testing your math. I'm 31.
Oh my God. Don't do that to me. I failed math, bro.
I'm lying. I'm 32.
You're 32.
Yeah.
You're being for real now.
I'm being for real. I'm 32. But you know what? My age stopped at 25.
What does that mean?
It means like I'm not going to age anymore. I'm going to stay alive though.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
But my soul, I'm a 25.
Yeah. You will become fully matang prefrontal cortex-wise, like either between like 25 and 30.
Yeah, you think so?
No, that's science. I don't think so. I know so. That's science.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. Okay, I'll choose the 25.
Okay. Yeah. Right? That's what you want to believe.
How old are you?
I'm 26, going 27 in April. I'm April 17. Dang. I'm an Aries.
Dang.
What are you?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Okay. Yeah. Libra is like the congenial. Like I call them miscongeniality because y'all fuck with everybody.
I do.
Yeah, y'all can get down with everybody. I'm a fire sign, so I'm like messy.
What do you mean? You beef with everybody?
I mean, shit, like, I'm Buddhist, so, like, I don't eat beef. No, I'm kidding. I actually do eat beef, but, like, because I'm Buddhist, I get to make that joke. But, I'm just fiery.
Yeah, I can see it in you. You're a little firecracker there, Indah.
Yeah, that's the nice way. That's the nice way of saying I'm a bitch.
I didn't say that.
No, yeah, you didn't say that. I'll say that. It's fine. I'll say it. But, okay. Yeah. Bro to bro here.
Yeah.
Bro to bro here.
What's up? What's going on?
You single?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm single and I'm not mingling yet.
You're not mingling yet?
Nah, bro, I'm mingling with my cash.
So sorry all the ladies out there. But
not yet. Soon. Soon there's gonna come a time where I probably want to settle down and get this, get this love machine going. But for now, I'm really like dedicated. I know this is the most stupidest cliche answer you can ever hear. But right now I'm actually focused on work. Why? Because I just got out of a 5-year relationship where I was about to get married and it didn't happen. And so the thought of another relationship, another commitment, let's put that on the back burner for now.
I'm sorry the 5-year relationship didn't work out.
Are you single?
I'm very, very single. Yeah. I am also... See, here's the thing. I will make a confession. I am on Bumble. I am on Bumble. To be honest, I have no idea what the fuck I am doing because I don't know where you're at. Where I'm at is that I know that I need to hustle, I need to grind, and I need to get myself to a place where like
network.
Yeah, well, network and like I want to focus on my career more.
Right.
And I feel like these days I feel like
there's a lot of good business people on Bumble.
I mean, I'm not doing that type of business on Bumble. Like, I'm trying to find love on Bumble.
Oh, you're trying to find love on Bumble.
I'm trying to find love on Bumble. It's just the thing is like where I'm personally conflicted is that I want to find somebody, but at the same time, like how realistic is that knowing that I have to do all this work and like I need to focus on my career? How much room am I going to have? How much time am I going to have? Like if I put on if I bring a partner into the picture, you know?
Yeah. That's exactly where my mindset's at. You know what I mean? You got to be fair.
Yeah.
You got to know how to prioritize things. Like you have 100% of your day. You got to have 20% for this, 20% for this, 20% for this. And if you can't calculate accordingly, then don't be selfish.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it yet.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I think more people are starting to realize like, hey, before I jump into the next relationship, I really got to work on myself first. And I need to achieve my goals first.
For sure.
Before like...
You know what I heard? Like the marriage statistics in Jakarta, I think, or in Indonesia, it's like gone down. You know what I mean? Is marriage on your plate?
I was just going to ask you, like, do you plan on getting married like one day?
Nah, not now.
Not one day.
One day, I mean, if the time comes and I do want to settle down, have a wife, you know, that whole American love story.
But is marriage like, is that important to you to have? No.
Marriage is not the answer to nothing, man.
Yeah.
It could create problems. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, that is true.
You know what I mean?
A lot of the ladies, like, they might be wondering, what type of partner are you?
I love working. So yes, I love the feeling of providing. You know, it makes me happy when I can provide. It makes me feel like I'm useless. I'm useless. Useful. It makes me feel like I'm useful. Like there's a function to my life. You know what I mean? But I also like, you know, to be pampered. The old school guy, girl type thing, you know, like the guy will be the provider, the girl will be the pamper. I think that's pretty cute.
Yeah, because like off cam, like we were talking about our love languages. So like my number one love language is quality time, and yours is act of service. Yeah. I was asking, like, you know, more in terms of, let's put some parameters here. Like, what type of partner are you? More in terms of like what you're okay with or not okay with your partner doing or like behaving. No, guys, keep in mind, like, of course, all of this is also like us just talking about like our preferences. Like when we talk about these topics, it's also important to keep in mind, it's so difficult to standardize this across the board.
So true.
Because everybody's got different preferences and like boundaries and you know, all that type of stuff. But do you have like maybe like, let's say like a boundary? I'm trying to pick something that you and I disagree on. Like,
okay. You know what? I think I'm the type of guy who's not like in the least cockiest way ever. I feel like I'm very secure. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm super secure. And in terms of, let's say career-wise, personal-wise, I think I can be a good lover. I think I can be a good caretaker. I think, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like with all these questions about relationship, like I feel like if the girl was to leave or whatever, it's okay.
Let her leave.
It's okay. I'm trying to give you my best. I hope one day you know it's going to be your loss.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's
in the least cockiest way possible. You know, I've built my brand. I've built myself, my inner self, to become this person who can be a caretaker for people. You know what I mean? Like I have a running job. I got a place to stay. I got food on the table. I got love in the heart. You know, I'm not an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like well, what I think I am.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm pretty secure about relationships. So like, what's a tick off for me? I don't know. I'm pretty much very general here.
You know, I wonder so much about this whole discourse of like with men like needing to be like you said so yourself, like you as a man, like you really feel like you want to be the provider, right? You feel like that is your role as a man. Like I so much of that I've always wondered, like how much is perhaps like a facet of just like a lot of men's personality. Like, do you feel like it's a thing to do with your
ego?
Not so much your ego, but like, is it your is it like the nature of most males? Or is it just maybe like a personality? It's like maybe it's more to do with personality trait.
I think it's a personality trait.
It's a personality
trait. Like I grew up with a mother who's a single mother. And she's being like the provider for 3 of her boys. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she would provide me with anything that we ever needed, even though we've gone through bankruptcy. You know, she still fought her way back up. And so I feel like it's just in my nature to, you know, continue that. I don't know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like to continue that, and not just a male thing. I just think it's a human thing. Some males, they don't provide. Some males, they like to provide. Some females love to provide. They feel confident. They feel sexy about providing. You know what I mean? And some females, they want to be pampered. It's a human trait. I think it's a human trait.
Right. And I think a lot about the word providing, right? And how like in this day and age, whenever we think of like provision, the default is to think about financial provision.
Yeah. Not really.
Right. Yeah. Because in real life, like you provide more than just finance.
For sure, man.
Right. No, but it's also because it's very interesting because like, you know, the narrative is always, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with men being providers, but I'm just saying, like, as a matter of fact, the narrative is always that men are the providers. And in these days we think of like financial provision. So like the currency today is money. But when you look at like if you go back in time, like historically, like back in like the caveman days, for example, I was reading this like one article that was basically saying the provision back in the day was actually mostly like the women's job because provision back in the day, the currency was calories. It wasn't money.
Sure.
So it was actually the woman that was like providing. And so like, I think a lot about how it's so interesting. Like
Are you a provider in a relationship?
Provider.
Let's say we're talking about financial provision.
Okay. Financial provision. I mean, I can financially provide, but I've always been the type of person that's like, and not in a selfish way. I don't know if this is going to rub a lot of people.
I want to hear it.
But like my money, your money is your money.
So you're like that go Dutch person.
Go Dutch type of person, but it's more so like, I'm not stingy with my money. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying.
Right.
But I just think, but I also don't want to be in a position where I'm suddenly like your cash cow.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I've kind of had that experience with like this one guy, but that's a different story.
Okay.
But it's important to me that like for me personally, like you as a man, like, you got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet as well. Because I'm not.
Will it make you happy if the dude paid the bill?
It doesn't make a difference to me. I can pay my own bill as well. Like,
it wouldn't make you happy. Like, okay,
I
feel pampered.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Like, would it make me feel happy? Like, I appreciate it. Right. I just I wouldn't want my man to feel like that is the thing that he has to do all the time in order for me to be happy. Like, I require other things in order to be happy.
Right. So let's say on a first date, we go on a first date, you and me.
Yeah.
Okay. The bill comes. What do you say?
I deadass, like, most of the time, like, I offer, like, hey, let me know if you want to split this. Like, I don't mind.
Oh, you would say that?
Yeah.
You would say
let me know if you want to split, because, hey, man, I get it. Times are tough right now. Economy is not nggak mendukung banget.
Well, that's good. You got that mindset. You know what I mean? You'll be a helpful wife one day. For sure. Like, you're not going to be the nagging type of wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and that's what we were saying on stage as well, right? For context, for anybody that missed it, like, we were up on stage with Shinta, Pangeran. We were talking about these sort of topics. And that's sort of like what we're doing, I guess now is like an extension of that, where it's like, you also just have to be realistic with, especially with men. Like, the one thing that I do sympathize with a lot of men these days is it's so hard when society tells you that you have to do everything. You got to provide for everything. You got to give your wife and your kids everything and afford all these things. And like, man, like, that is hard. And I grew up seeing like my mom's also a single mom.
Right.
And being the only one that is solely responsible for everything is so difficult.
Well, you know what? Thank you for that. From a girl's perspective, that's very nice of you. But for me, it's like, okay, these times are hard. And as a man, you should be up to your words. For me, if you can't take a girl out on a date, like, at least, like, when you're taking a girl out on a date, you're taking her time or whatever. At least, like, give her something in return. Like, I'm saying, pay the bill. If you're not ready up for that, then don't do it yet. Yes, times are hard. Don't be a pussy. Get back up on your feet. Work harder. You're a dude, man.
Oh, so you
know what I mean?
So you're saying, like, if you're a broke man, like, don't bother going out on a date.
Don't.
What if you're a broke bitch? What if you're a broke girl?
If you're a broke girl?
Yeah. Should you still go on a date then? Would you apply the same mindset to her if she's broke?
I don't mind dating a broke girl, but she has to know. She has to know what she wants in life.
Oh, like, I mean, yeah, because like,
she might be broke for a reason, but for a dude,
right?
I don't know. This is the thing.
Well, but he might be broke for a reason.
You gotta, dudes, you gotta work hard, man. Like, girls are built strong, maybe stronger than men, but men, you are strong as fuck, yo. Like, it's just weird for a dude to be like, okay, let's go. I'll take you on a date, and then they don't even take out their wallet because the excuse is, I'm going through hard times. Then why did you go in the first place, brother? You know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't do that. I feel like the hard time excuse is a good excuse for you to work even harder, not to slack off and just go on a date and get a few lips.
At the same time, like that sentiment is super unfair for a lot of men out there who just like, yeah, I mean, of course, nobody chooses to be broke, and then it's kind of like saying, well, if you're a broke man, like, like, tough luck, like don't you're not like this notion of like, if you're a poor man, that you are not in, like, you don't have the right to love, and like, you're not worthy of being loved. Almost, I think it's like the sentiment, and like, I don't know, that's a little harsh. Let's maybe, I don't know, dissect that a little bit, just because I'm also I grew up, I guess, with like a very egalitarian mindset. So like, whatever you apply to a woman, you can apply the same to a man, and vice versa. Okay. There are certain caveats, I understand, but for the most part, right? And like, I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way whenever people are like, well, it's fine if the girl is broke, and like, she can go out on a date, and like, she can go out and find love, but if you're a broke man, like, you can't do that. there's something about it that's a little off for me.
I mean, take the girl to a place where you don't have to, splurge that money. You can go, I'm not saying a poor man cannot find love.
Yeah.
They probably can find the easier love than a richer man. You know what I mean? They probably can. I feel, because it's less obstacle. Love to them means everything because they have nothing else but that, if we're talking a poor man. You know what I mean? Yeah, take the girl out, go to the empang, go see some fishes. Any date is good. You don't have to go to like a fancy restaurant. But I mean, if you are on that level, when we're talking about hard times, I'm talking about like, okay, I got some cash in my wallet. I just don't have that. I got some cash in my wallet, but these are hard times and I can't spend this on you tonight because I need to save up for something. Then don't go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a poor man that cannot afford anything. Like there's a lot of places you can go out on a date. You can even just sit down without eating or drinking anything and that'll be a great date. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about this term? It's like, there's a dude. He got $100 in his pocket.
Okay. Got $100. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Okay. And he only gives this person $1. But then there's also this dude who gives this person $10. But yet he only has $10 in his pocket. Okay. It's like a dude yang gak punya apa-apa giving everything to the girl because he loves her or whatever. Yes, in a romantic sense, it's true. Okay, in a romantic sense, it's like, oh my God, that's such a prince, man. Prince charming. Okay, he's giving everything to me. That's not realistic, man. That's being a little stupid. What are you gonna feed her after?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Indah?
Yeah, that's more of the conversation of like money management, though. Yeah.
The wise. What's the book called?
The Psychology of Money.
I love that.
I was recommending that to him. I would recommend it to everybody listening to this as well. Y'all have to go get a copy. Psychology of Money. I want to talk about possessive versus protective a little bit because I think there's an interesting discussion there. And we were talking about that on stage a little bit, where like a lot of people, and it's not just exclusive to Indonesian culture, but I am saying that it is a part of Indonesian culture to think that being possessive equates to loving your partner.
Yeah. I love how you brought this up on stage though. What you said about this was on point.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between being protective and possessive.
Yeah.
Like when you're possessive, it comes from the word of possession.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like you make the rules yourself without thinking about on the other person's behalf.
Yeah, I know. I like what you said, like possession. And there's also an objectifying element to it.
Yeah. I love how you brought this up. You said it on point.
Okay.
You should say it again.
Thank you. Yeah, so what I was saying up on stage is that a lot of people, they tend to conflate being possessive versus being protective. So the way that...
Are you Googling that? That's a Google thing?
No, that's a me thing.
Oh, okay.
Right. No, I'm like checking my notes like every once in a while to make sure we're not like derailing and like
right. Oh.
And like I do have notes, but like no, I set that up on stage and that was fresh from my noggin. Okay, so don't fucking try me. I'm smart as shit. But yeah, I did say like protective is usually like it's for the benefit of your partner, right? You're operating like off of like what is in my partner's best interest, whereas possessive is usually what's in my best interest.
True.
Yeah, it's for the benefit of yourself. And that's the problem these days where it's like a lot of people, they tend to not be able to tell the difference. The difference also lies in the extent to which protective and possessive respects the concept of your partner's bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
When you really think about it. Now that's like the meat of like this first portion of like the conversation. I want to know like, where do you stand overall on the topic of bodily autonomy?
I believe it's equal. Everything is equal from a man's side to a woman's side. It's about just respecting each other's boundaries. That's what I think. Get to know your partner before you jump into anything.
Let's explore this one question. Do you think your parents should have a say over what you do with your body?
No. Would you say your parents have the right to comment about your body?
Have a say over what you do with your body?
Do with your body?
Morally speaking, like as a parent, like do I think just because you are a parent that you have a say over what your child does with their body? I think when you're a parent, especially like you have responsibility over your child up until a certain age. Now, what that certain age is usually up for debate. I think in my opinion, I do it the Indonesian way. I say 17.
Right. Okay, well, I don't think that's the Indonesian way. I think the Indonesian way is by the time you get married, whatever age you are married, then that's when the parents treat you like an adult, like somebody else is taking care of you. Indonesians are very like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
In America, it's like 16, 18, or 21.
Yeah.
Then, okay, you live on your own. Indonesians, it's different. But
that's true. I forgot
I
about
do agree with for any parent or anybody to give us good advice. Like, what's wrong with saying, hey, don't drink too much? Or just the simple things, yeah?
Well, I mean, what if it's like, your parents tell you like, and this usually happens to women, it's like, you're not allowed to wear that. You're not allowed to, for example, get tattoos. I saw you have a tattoo.
I do. I got a lot of tattoos.
Did your mom have contentious with that?
Nah.
Okay.
She was good with it. But I mean, about women, what to wear, like I do understand that. What if your parents are trying to take you to church or a mosque? Terus you wear a bikini. Like, that's what we said on stage. Wouldn't that just be wrong, Like,
but nobody does that.
Yeah, nobody does that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you know those basics, then you should be good. Like, you wouldn't go to a church with like a thong. Like, even though atasnya jas,
right?
But bottom miniskirt thong, you wouldn't, right? That means your parents taught you right. But if by chance there is some of those people who are out there, there's a lot of crazy people out there on TikTok, man. They walk around with like nothing on. Like, if the parents want to say something like, hey, I think it would be better for you if you don't do this, karena akibatnya adalah the people around you might be talking shit about you and it might affect you mentally, then yeah, they can have the say, but it's up to you whether you want to agree to it or not.
What about, do your parents have a say in whether or not, you give them grandchildren?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, you don't think so. Okay, yeah, we're in agreement there. It's not entirely selfish. I think it's just hard, especially in this culture. A lot of parents can't tell the difference between like, a lot of parents, like, they don't realize that they're coercing their kids into like having kids out, like, even though their kids are maybe not ready yet for it, or like they just straight up don't want to. But I guess that's a different conversation.
In my lingkungan, in my social circle, kita udah lupa lah sama maksudnya nenek moyang punya ajaran yang dimana you have to get married, have children. Now it's just like, yeah, whatever. Do whatever you want. Do you live that too?
What, like like traditional, like remembering your ancestors type shit?
Yeah, no, right?
I mean, no, not to that extent.
Not this modern era.
Yeah.
No.
I will say it's kind of dying out a little bit. Like, how do you feel about that? Because a lot of people do say like, oh, like zaman sekarang, like udah lupa sama nenek moyang, udah lupa sama Tuhan. Like people are there is this trend of people becoming a lot more secular globally.
Yeah, that's true. I know times change, man.
You Christian, right?
I'm Christian.
How religious are you?
I'm
semi-religious.
I'm semi.
I mean, then again, this is the man that goes on YouTube and like drinks too.
Exactly. I get drunk on YouTube. I mean, I'm semi, but I believe, but times have changed. We're so exposed to technology.
Right.
We're so exposed to globalism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's so different now.
It is.
Like back in the day, you don't have access to what's going on the other side of the world. But now we're so open. We're seeing that Kim Kardashian has how many kids and she's not even married. Look at Kylie Jenner. She got kids. She's not married. And is that a normal thing? Yeah, it is. You know
what's crazy? Like a lot of people, like they really venerate like a lot of these Hollywood celebrities. Like I'm talking about like the average, like very religious, super conservative Indonesian, like, they eat up all these like Hollywood celebrities. These Hollywood celebrities are haram as shit. And I'm just like, do you just choose to like look past it and like turn a blind eye? Or it's like, do you not know what the fuck like is going on in Hollywood? I don't know. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's crazy to me. What about your spouse or your partner when it comes to like bodily autonomy? Like, should your partners or your spouse have a say over what you do and not do with your body? I think that's the more contentious one. Parents is like, whatever.
I never tell my partner to do whatever she wants to do or what I feel like she should do with her body. I let it free, but ya itu tahu diri lah. What I mean by
I hear that a lot.
You know what I mean?
Elaborate.
So tahu diri in my stance is like, okay, if we go to the beach and you want to wear a bikini,
yeah, that makes sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You want to go out with your girls to a Malibu bikini party? Go. But you want to, I take you to my grandma's house and then you want to come in a bikini? Like,
grandma gonna clutch her pearls.
Yeah, I would probably say, sorry, I'm not trying to be that type of dude to change how you look. But I think it would be nice if you know how to dress a little more for certain occasions.
Of course.
Different occasion, different dress.
Of course. No, I that
That's good, right?
That makes absolute logical sense because no, I am not gonna lie. I have seen bitches in LA in outfits that I know damn well.
Oh my God,
it makes no fucking. Why are you wearing this?
Yo, I'd be eating in Chick-fil-A. I'm seriously eating in Chick-fil-A, and there's 2 girls eating across me.
What was they wearing?
Bro, a full-on lingerie. They looked like they were like going out dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, maybe they were dancers. They just came home.
Oh, maybe.
But I mean, like,
depending on what time it was.
I mean, like, if those were my girls, I would probably say, okay, if we're going to Chick-fil-A, I appreciate your job is like that, but maybe, you know, it's not, we can go to Target, grab a jacket. Is that okay with you? You know what I mean?
If your girl was a stripper, you'd be okay with that?
If she was an ex-dancer?
Yeah.
I'm good.
What about current job?
Current job, probably I would have a little problem with it because I would feel like she would be, you know, exposing other dudes' fantasies. You know, exposing for their fantasies, not exposing for the beach. It's different. Like,
and that always a very interesting and very heated conversation of like, then is that her responsibility? Should a woman be responsible for a male's perverted fantasies? Right. And every time like we have the conversation of like, you know, a woman wearing whatever she wants, like however revealing she wants, like I can see the argument of like, you know, like if I want to wear a fucking bikini and I want to shut down the streets, like I can see this argument of like I should be able to wear whatever I want and be as revealing as I want, and that not be a reason to validate me getting sexually harassed, sexually abused, and even just and I can see how this is up in the air, being fantasized inappropriately by men. For so long, society has always made it women's responsibility. Men's lust and men's perversion were always made to be women's responsibility.
Let me just say something. Like, let's go back to the Chick-fil-A incident.
Okay.
Like, you want to eat at Chick-fil-A with a whole bikini on. Like, that's a place where I should be focusing on my chicken and my burger. And then here you are over there and you expect me not to think the other way around when I'm supposed to be focusing on a burger and a bloody chicken. If a woman goes to Chick-fil-A and dresses like that, you're kind of asking for it.
I like this because this is where we start disagreeing. Because you could just not look. You really could. Like you really could. Why is it different? Like when you go to a beach and you see a woman wearing a bikini and you have that self-control and like you have the cognizance to talk to yourself like, you know, William, don't be thinking stupid shit like that, you know, like look the other way. But then like when it's a woman in Chick-fil-A and she's wearing something that, you know, in your opinion is revealing and then all of a sudden like you have a different response. Like I just think that is very hypocritical.
Okay, then it's about time we should invent some goggles. Let's invent some man goggles so that if it scans through a bikini, it'll just go invisible. That'll be fair. Somebody make that. Elon Musk, let's make that. No, I mean, like, I understand what you mean. Like, you could just not look. But yeah, come on, the majority of people right now, you don't have to be in a bikini. You can just be a good-looking woman walking by. You're going to get the eyes, right?
Right.
Like, it's nature.
Right.
You know?
I think there's just levels to this. I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to dissect I want to dissect something here.
Let's go.
I'm just being realistic here. Like, why the fuck would you go to Chick-fil-A wearing a bikini? There is a level of like, you know, there is a level of like, you can wear whatever you want. I'll go to Chick-fil-A, I'll wear a fucking tube top. That's very revealing.
That's all right.
I'll wear a tube top, I'll wear shorts, I'll wear heels. But like, even when you want to be revealing, there is like the levels of revealing that make sense in certain contexts.
That's true.
Right? Yeah, you see what I mean, right? But I disagree whenever I take issue. I'm not gonna lie. I take issue whenever men say you're asking for it. What do you mean by asking for it? Like you're asking to be like sexually harassed? Like you're asking for men to have perverted thoughts like about you?
You're asking to be looked at.
And that's interesting, right? Because like, okay, yeah, look at when you were at Chick-fil-A and you were looking at these two girls and like, you know, they were just wearing a bikini and very out of place. Were you looking because what the fuck, it's super out of place? Or were you looking, I'm dead ass asking a question, like, were you looking in like a perverted type of way? No.
I was just looking okay. These girls are out of place. I shouldn't be here.
Because I guess that's where the conversation gets difficult, because it's like, just because a man is looking, like the looking can also be, the looking can also be because it's just super out of place and it's very like mencolok kan.
Right. It'll be kind of mencolok, like you see a clown walking in. You know, it's like a barongsai walking in. It's like something different that you're not supposed to see in this type of situation. And if we go back to the topic, if I had a spouse that was going to be the barongsai walking in, I would tell her like, you know what? I don't think it'll be pretty cool. It's not Cynthia yet, so let's not be the barongsai walking in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if we have to go back to the spouse topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the example of like those two chicks in Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I love Chick-fil-A, by the way, but like it's just so sad that because they're not for the gays.
What?
They're homophobic.
Oh, really?
They are.
Oh.
Yeah. They fund like anti-LGBT organizations back in the States. They're banned
from when was this? Did this happen? I thought like America was all open for this.
Oh no, like America, like there's still a lot of work to do in terms of LGBT rights. Like they fund, like Chick-fil-A funds like anti-LGBT organizations. It's so sad, but I love your chicken.
Bro, the burger is like phenomenal.
I don't ever go there for the burgers. I go there for the chicken and the sauce.
Oh really?
The sauce.
The Chick-fil-A sauce, right? So dude, I can tell anybody out here on camera, Chick-fil-A is the best.
Oh my God.
Junk food, fast food.
So good.
Like In-N-Out, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bro, In-N-Out, goodbye.
Oh my God.
No matter what you serve me, the animal, fries, whatever, fuck that. Yeah. Chick-fil-A, take the win.
Yeah, take the win, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But back again to the example, the girls in Chick-fil-A. So like, let's just hypothetical here. You know, they're in Chick-fil-A, they're wearing a bikini, a man sexually harasses them, sexually assaults them.
Oh, bro, the man's wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
The man, I don't think you should assault nobody, no matter how they look, no matter how they dress. But however,
yes.
Why wouldn't you want to put yourself in a more safer position as a woman, like to feel more safer? You're obviously in the wrong place. If you were in the beach like that and somebody harassed you, bro, I would kill that dude right there. Because of that. But you're in the wrong place. I know you probably feel like it's right. This is you're comfortable in skin, whatever. But why wouldn't you want to, like, you know, let's say this. Let's say I'm going to a place and I know it's a dangerous place.
Okay.
And here I rock up with diamonds all over my necklace. I'm a dude this time, okay? We're talking about costumes, okay?
Right.
Okay? I have diamonds all over me. I got a wallet hanging off my wrist. And I got dollars on this side, you know? Because this is my costume.
Okay.
This is my bikini. And I'm walking through an area and I'm supposed to be wearing this at the Ambani's billionaire wedding where Rihanna came.
Yeah.
But here I am using this on the side of the street. Would I be asking for it? Would I be asking for someone to rob me? You know what I mean? Like in terms of this. Yes, in a way, yes, I am kind of asking for it. Is it wrong for the guy who assaulted me? Should he be punished? Yes, too. But why would I wear that knowing that it would be unsafe for me?
I take issue with that analogy because partly like what you were describing, the watch, the belt, the jewelry, diamond, you know, whatever, those are things that you can take off. In the real world, like I can't take off my breast, I can't take off my vagina. Like as in the real world, what happens is that it doesn't matter what we wear, how much we wear, how little we wear, as long as men can identify that this is a person with a vagina, this is a female, they're going to sexually assault you no matter what.
Well, in that case, the man is wrong.
Oh yeah.
In that case, hell yeah, the man is wrong.
Yeah, in that case.
If you're like wearing something like barely nothing to a Chick-fil-A, like if I can take off my jewelries, why can't you take it off my jewelries for me to cover what I have, right? Why can't you get a jacket and cover what you have? Protect what's beautiful. I'm not saying it's a dumb thing. It's so beautiful. Women are the most beautiful creatures out there. That's the reason why men love them so much. It's so beautiful. Like, everything about y'all is beautiful. Like, why don't y'all cover that? You know, like cover your beauty, not cover it all the time. Go wear a bikini to the beach. Go.
Okay.
Not in a place that's wrong. Like, don't try to find trouble in a, you know, like keep yourself safe. You're so beautiful. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want you to get hurt.
For me, like it don't got nothing to do with beauty. I think it's just more so like I'm a very like utility like.
Would you wear a bikini to Chick-fil-A?
Of course not. Like it's cold. I'm cold in your house right now. Well, bitch, we're not in Chick-fil-A. We're not back in LA by the beach. Like I'm in William's house right now. I'm in Boy's house right now. I'm cold as shit. I'm cold as shit and I'm wearing a long sleeve here.
Right.
Like that's the thing. It's like, you know, if you go to Chick-fil-A, wearing a bikini, which by the way, I understand the absurdity of this, like for a lot of people, like you know, for all the Indonesians listening to this, for all the internationals watching this that are maybe not from America, because you'll only find this shit in America, bro. I'm not even fucking kidding with you.
Let's talk, if you're from the Philippines, let's talk Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, in real life, nobody goes to a fast food chain, goes to a McDonald's, Jollibee, whatever, wearing a bikini. But you'll maybe find that.
You'll find those people.
You'll find those in like America. I will say, you can find anything in America. But as in to say, if somebody were to do that, even here in Indonesia, my first thing would be like a utility thing. It's never a morality, ethical thing for me. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like, it's not a moral, ethical thing. It's just a utility thing of like, why would you do that? Aren't you cold? Aren't you itchy? There's mosquitoes outside.
Right.
Just biting your butt cheeks. You know what I mean? Kalau aku sih pikirnya kayak gitu.
Well, that's good. I hope everybody has that type of mindset too.
Oh yeah, but in reality, they don't. That's what I was about to mention. How.
And by the way, what I'm talking about is like an obnoxious dressing. Yeah. Obnoxiously dressed.
The difficult thing is that what's obnoxious to you may not be obnoxious to me.
Others,
and you know, maybe to Rizal.
Yeah.
Maybe like Rizal. Maybe Rizal's looking at me like my outfit's fucking ridiculous because I'm showing a lot of skin right now.
I think that's cute.
But yeah, so I see like to William, it's like, nah, this is fine. This is like normal. Maybe somebody like, I don't know, Tito here. Tito's Peter's brother, by the way. Like Peter's not in today. But yeah, maybe it's like Tito, for example. It's like, that's a little too revealing. And that's what that's the difficult thing here in Indonesia. It's like the standard of like,
exactly,
like provocative dressing is so low here.
Right, that's so true. Now, in that case, I would like to increase the, what's it called? The tolerance.
Free the titties. Free the nipples. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe not free the nipples.
How do you feel about the free the nipple movement? I want to pick your brain.
To each his own. If you want to free your nipple, go free your nipple. Like, but if it was my spouse, I would definitely say, girl, don't free that nipple.
But isn't a nipple just a nipple?
Mine is. Yours is too, but I mean, it's
male.
Would you free your nipple?
I have.
Not in the bathroom, right? Like, would you free your nipple in public?
Hold on, like we gotta like be on the same page here. Free the nipple does not mean like I go outside, my titties are hanging out.
No, I mean like have a hole, like pakai baju.
Yeah.
And then you bolong in the side just to free your nipple.
Oh no, I'm talking about aku pakai kaos nih.
Yeah.
I don't put on a bra.
Ah, that's fine.
Like you can see the outline of my nipple.
Nah, that's all good.
Yeah, but like, see that's what I mean. I like.
It's all good. It's all good. Free the nipple.
Even like here. Okay, but I know here in Indo, like I could get in trouble for that one.
Probably, but nah. For me, biasa aja. Go free the nipple.
Okay, free the nipple usually just means that, but some people they take it. I agree. Some people take it too far.
Okay, can I ask you though?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, if you had a child, you had a daughter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then she comes up to your mom. I'm in this new generation. I want to walk around naked. No, I'm dead ass. Because you're asking guys how to view women. I want to know what you would do. Okay, mom, I'm going to walk around naked, but I'm not going to let no man touch me. I'm not going to let no man harass me. But I want to have self-love for my body. What you going to tell your daughter?
My child want to be a whole-ass nudist.
Yeah, what you going to tell your daughter?
Oh, God.
And she's such a feminist. She's like, okay, if man can go around naked, I want to go around naked too. I want to know what you think from a mother's perspective.
Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, the argument is in real life, men don't just walk around naked. Like, okay, there's an argument to be made. I understand. Why is it that it's okay in society's view? It's okay for a man to be shirtless and for a man to like to bear his like naked chest.
Yeah.
And for a woman, it isn't.
Yeah.
There is a conversation to be had there. That being said, like, you know, it's not normal. And I don't think it has ever been normal in like most societies for men to just like walk around like, you know, their balls, penis like dangling out. Like, I don't think that's normal. So it's like, okay, but if it's like, you know, I have a kid, I got a daughter, they're like generation C, like generation D. And then it's like the thing to like walk around naked. I mean, I will feel some type of way. William, I'm not gonna lie. I would look at my child and I would.
Exactly, right?
I would
would that be a person controlling your daughter's body autonomy?
Would me telling my daughter, no, don't walk outside naked, be me control like not respecting my daughter's bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna be smart here, and I will say that it's also difficult to say now because there's so much of this where you require cultural context as well, because like what if maybe like by the time I got a daughter and it's generation Gen Z, Gen Z kayak gitu, and it is like maybe it is like the norm to just like walk naked, and like maybe like I don't know, maybe the cultural context is that we've completely eliminated like sexual harassment, like sexual harassment like does not exist.
Right.
I guess in a world where, or like in a society where sexual harassment and sexual abuse does not occur, and like a body is finally just viewed as a body rather than through this like sexualized lens, then I know I sound crazy, but I think maybe.
Okay.
But would I do it? No.
Okay, let's put it in this context now.
What about you though? If your daughter or your son wanted to like
walk around naked,
what would be your answer?
Hell no. Put on some shirt, man.
You would not let your kid walk out
naked? No.
Even it's like, but dad, it's like, times have changed, and you said so yourself. Like, hey, times change, right?
Yeah, I'll still say, nah, bro. Okay, bring me 100 people walking around naked.
That's a lot of people you see naked.
Yeah, exactly. Bring me 100 people that you said to walk around naked. Walk around my whole complex like a parade first.
Right.
Show me that it's bloody normal.
Well, what if it is actually normal? Like, what if it's like, you go on social media and it's like,
and everybody's naked.
Everyone's naked.
And like outside is everybody naked?
And naked march is a march specifically for
naked people.
For naked people.
Like even like in the Alpha Mars, Indo Mars, everybody's naked, let's say. Oh, okay, then fine. I'm naked too then. Okay. Okay, I'll be naked too.
Okay.
Joe, you want to get me a glass of water? You want a glass of water too?
I would love a glass of water. Thank you very much. This is where we get political.
Okay, let's go.
Should sex work be legal and decriminalized? You know the difference, right?
I do.
Okay, good.
I do.
Yeah. Should sex work be legal and decriminalized? We're getting political here, you guys.
In what country?
Any country. Oh, I have an answer to this one.
Decriminalized? I think so. Okay?
Okay.
I think it'll be okay for sex work to be decriminalized, but maybe it's hard to speak on it because we live in a country that is very religious-based. We're a religion-based country. The morals of our country is very different. And for us to be a figure in Indonesia, it's not something normal for us to say things like this, But in the States or in other countries, I believe that, yes, sex work is a type of work also. It's not just hoeing. Sometimes you're helping other people who is disabled. Yes. You're helping people, you're helping disabled people who cannot have normal intercourse with partners. Let's say mungkin they've never had intercourse because they don't have legs. Atau ngerti nggak? Tapi they need to experience this. They want to experience this. And it's sort of like a medical healing for these people. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
So in some parts, I think it should be decriminalized for that purpose. But yes, I cannot speak not too much. I mean, I cannot go so bold on it about our country because we live in a country that's very religious, you know what I mean?
Part of sex work is also just like the basics, like porn.
Yeah.
Like, porn, like doing porn, being a prostitute. Now you can make a moral and ethical argument as to like why those are, perhaps wrong. But in terms of like where I stand is that legally, I am one thing that you and everybody else should know about me is that when it comes to bodily autonomy, I'm an absolutionist. Like, I think that bodily autonomy must remain absolute. The government, especially the government, should not have any rights to say, like, to what you can and cannot do with your body, that we should have the right to do whatever, including sell it for money. Heck, I'm so...
you're very liberal.
You're very...
Super.
In that sense, I am very far left when it comes to the topic of bodily autonomy. Yes, I would even... me personally, like, I would even say, like, legally, you should even have the right to, like, kill yourself. So, like, I'm very much, like, legally.
Yeah. If we're going back about sex work, maybe in our country it's not something that's normal, but yes, I think it's not a crime to help somebody who needs the sexual pleasure, especially if that person is in a disabled form or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually, sex workers are sort of like doctors in a way.
I wouldn't say like doctors because they don't so much like fix the medical problem, but I think like they provide, like they're more like not counselors either. Some of them could be.
And sex workers, they don't just provide sex. Some of them, they give like the girlfriend experience and things like that. You know what I mean? Like it's like a dating experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could help for people who are in need of those.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as there is a firm law behind it, like the do's and the don'ts, how you should respect these sex workers and how sex workers should also respect the client, vice versa. It should be a business transaction under paper.
Yes. Oh, I 100% agree
Do you agree with that?
I definitely
So you cannot just go over boundaries, vice versa, to the client. You can't scam clients, nor the clients cannot take advantage of the bodies.
Yes.
Tergantung culture karena
back to the country. Back to the rules.
Oh, I disagree there because like I don't think it should be dependent on the culture. I think legally, kalau kita ngomong legal ya.
Bukan moral.
Bukan moral. Moral, I understand like culture, religion plays a part. Moral is where like things get tricky. Legally, like I am like every country should legalize it. Every country should decriminalize it.
Okay, yeah, that I have to agree.
Okay.
That I agree. Tapi secara morally susah kita ngomongnya.
Morally, at the same time, I don't know. Like
it's not because even in the Bible it says don't sell your body. You know what I mean? Even as Christians, and I'm pretty sure it's other.
I guess that's where you and me disagree because like I don't view sex through like as like more. I don't really view sex as like a moral, ethical thing. I don't view it through like a religious, spiritual lens. Like sex to me is just how would you describe it? Like a biological function. It's just like a natural human thing.
Yeah, biological need
that we do. It's a biological need.
Yeah.
It's a biological function, and that's really it. I don't view it through that type of lens, and so that's why I don't attach a lot of morals and ethics to it.
Right.
Whereas like I guess like you grew up reading the Bible, and so yeah, like maybe you view sex in like it's a more sacred thing to you.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah. Not so.
Yeah. No, I know you're not
at all.
Not a yeah.
It's not a prude. Yeah, kinda. Not so. Not at all.
Not a. I was gonna say not a prude. nothing wrong. At the same time, there's nothing wrong with saving for marriage. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, nothing wrong. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Next question: would you date / marry a former sex worker?
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Damn okay.
Answer is yes, okay. I don't know about marriage because marriage, you gotta have approval from a lot of people. I'm a family guy when it comes to marriage.
Oh,
like I
okay.
said back in the beginning of our conversation, before meeting with someone, I like to know the surroundings or they know our surroundings. So.
Oh, you the type like, before you like, maybe not on the first date, are you the type to like, hey, I want to meet your mom, I want to meet your friends,
Yeah.
Oh, you that type, okay.
Because it's what's it called? It decreases problems. It decreases problems once you know what they're like. Then you can make a decision whether you want to continue the relationship or not. Because you have to know, in a relationship, especially Asians, people are on our backs.
That is true.
It's so true. And you can't run from you can't just run away from your family like that.
That is true. Like there is this tendency, like especially with Asians, like when you get married to somebody and they're Asian, you're not marrying them. You're marrying
the family.
The fucking kampung sekalian.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So about marriage, I don't know because there's gonna be a lot of opinions. But would I date someone who was an ex-sex worker? Yeah, probably date her. But knowing she's a professional sex worker, yeah? She gotta be a professional sex worker with all the utilities. She got protection. She got checked. She's actually licensed. You know what I mean?
I guess like some sex workers, maybe they do have like license.
They do. In the States, they do. They even have brothels that are supported by the state. Because, you know what I mean?
Damn, I didn't even know that.
In Nevada. I'm not saying I've been there.
Okay.
I read about it.
I mean, shit, it's fine if you have. I don't judge either.
I read about it.
Okay.
So they do have this like a place where it's like a brothel, and then these sex workers, they work there. They pay taxes. Everything's licensed. It's on the book. It's on paper.
Right.
They have to get clinically checked all the time.
Right.
And they're doing it it's a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a clinical job. And so, yeah, if it was like that, I probably wouldn't mind.
What if she was doing sex work on OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, there you go. Then again, it's like me having to expose my girl to a lot of men's fantasies, and that would be a little tough for me. But if it was a sex worker in a brothel, it's like customers coming to the clinic.
Right. Well, I mean, devil's advocate, like, I mean, even she's still in the brothel, like, she's still, like, catering to men's fantasies, like, in the brothel. It's just, like, a different medium, like, through which she is
But
serving.
she was an ex, right?
Well, I mean, let's say, like, hypothetically speaking, let's assume, like, all of these are, like, ex-sex workers, and then one of them, I guess, like, somebody of, like, a more professional caliber of sex worker, and then the other one is, like, an OnlyFans type of sex worker. When I say OnlyFans sex worker, I mean, she used to do porn on OnlyFans.
Yeah. No, I mean, OnlyFans, I think it's digital. And, like batasnya will always be there.
That is true.
And no judgment to those who do. I really don't judge anybody, as you can see.
Yeah.
But like I said, like digitalized, like in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and these new generation of men might be looking, you know, it's just not stopping. But the ones in the brothel, once she's done with that work, an ex-sex worker, and now she's with me, she's not going back to the brothel.
Would you date the question here is, would you date somebody with a high body count?
Okay. When we're talking about a high body count, it's because of what? Like I said, if it was because of their previous work, which is legalized, or is it because they've been dating a lot of people, but it didn't work out? And yes, kids nowadays, they do have intercourse.
Kids these days are fucking.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it because of that, or is it just because solely she hoeing? You know, if it's the she hoeing one, maybe not. Because not only do I, it's not about viewing her as a what. It's just like, she could leave me at any given moment because she's used to being a hoe. Like
that is so interesting, and where I will disagree. And
she could. Like, she could just be like, okay, I'm so used to I love sex so much that I'm just gonna jump around.
Do you believe people can change?
Do I believe people can change? Hell yeah.
Right. And I get the sense from you that you're a proponent of, like, you know, leaving shit in the past because of course people can change. Right. So it's like, you know, would you date somebody with like a high body count? Cause like, you know, she used to be an omega hoe. And yeah, she was just like fucking around because she was like, yeah, kind of lost in life, like didn't know what the fuck she was doing. And then like, you know, like what, you know, she's a changed woman.
Oh, is she a changed woman? That's all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, if she just has a high body count and she comes into my life knowing that yesterday she just had another count.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't believe body counts define who you are as a person at all.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
At all. Yeah. Like, you could be the most sweetest, nicest, caring, lovable person with a high body count, or you could be the motherfucking biggest asshole with a 0 body count.
That is true. That's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you care if a dude had a high body count?
No, but I will say the caveat is society places a lot more emphasis and unfair emphasis on women's virginity and a women's sexual history than they do men. Right. So I guess like that's the caveat here. But I mean, if we're gonna be talking personally here, I mean, shit, yeah, no, I don't care. And like, of course, it's gonna be hypocritical for me because I mean, shit, y'all know, like I've done some shit in the past.
But like, if I was with her and she told me about it, I'll probably be like, oh, damn, okay. But let's not talk about that to my family. Let's hide that away from people around us because that's, you know.
Let's not tell grandma.
Grandma don't need to know.
Grandma don't gotta know.
Yeah, grandma knows your cherry's still there.
Yeah, exactly. I will say the one thing is that it's a red flag if like, everything is just about communication. We set that up on stage as well, right? Everything is just about communication.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I understand if the circumstances were, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, and if your partner's a man or a woman, but if it's like you did not disclose like your sexual history with your partner prior to you guys, you know, dating, becoming official and everything. But at the same time, there is that part of me, I'm not gonna lie, I do not see the relevance of it. Like, why does it even matter?
Right. But I mean, it does kind of matter because it'll be nice if we know you could get checked. It's for the sake of our relationship in the future.
That's true.
Yeah, dong. Kalau kita nggak tahu like what's going on inside their body. Like, you don't want to.
That is true.
You don't want illness.
Other than, see, and I like that because utilitarian, right?
Yeah.
So other than it serving like a utilitarian purpose of like, medical. Yeah, for sure. But then other than that, like, I think it's more so, most people approach it from like a moral, ethical lens, whereas of course, like that's where my disagreement comes in because I don't view it that way. But
right. No, I don't view it in a negative way either morally.
Yeah.
I think it's fine if the person is willing to change. Like, let the past be the past, but you gotta be, you cannot be medically ill from it because you're gonna affect a lot of people in our lives.
Let's
dong.
let's crank up the heat here a little bit.
Let's go.
Would you date somebody who is HIV positive?
No, I'm sorry.
Why?
Because this might be controversial. Like, I mean, everybody deserves love, but I mean, I do believe that as far as I know, and as far as I'm educated on, like, this stuff can spread.
Yes, it can.
Right?
It can.
And by dating, I like my physical interaction.
Oh, of course, yeah, we all do. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so, would it be better to prevent than to, go on with it? No discrimination to people like that. I wish them well. I wish them they heal, and I wish everything the best for them. But let's realistically talk. I don't think it'll be a great idea. Let's not even talk about that. Let's say I am sick. It's not fair for me to be dating you. I don't think it's fair for me to date you.
How sick we're talking? Like terminally ill?
Whatever you said, like before.
Like HIV?
Yeah, probably like HIV positive on a higher scale.
Are we talking about terminal illness?
Terminal
or chronic? Because HIV is it can be both. That's a little like tricky, but like so you're talking about like terminal and chronic illness.
Both.
Okay. All right.
Well, I feel like I wouldn't be doing you justice.
Interesting.
I wouldn't be doing a fair justice to you. Like, let's say if I was also, let's not even talk about HIV. Let's talk about any type of disease that I'm terminally ill, and I'm going to make you fall in love, and I'm going to take your heart away. And all of a sudden I take your heart with me to the grave. Like, wouldn't that be a little unfair to you? You know what I mean? Like, so
that one I can see. Now, HIV, now I'm going to present you with actual scientifically accurate information here that HIV now, HIV these days, as long as you have access to the medication, it's not terminal, it's just chronic. Chronic meaning that, chronic means that it persists for a very long time. Hold on, let me look up the definition of chronic, because I know that it persists for a long time, but it's also, once you have it forever. I think that's also like chronic disease.
Okay, is it contagious?
It's, so, okay, with HIV, see, here's the thing, and here's why I asked, because one time I posted something on my Instagram story, and shout out the backlash that I got from people, because a lot of people are, the conversation that is hard to have with a lot of people here, especially in this country, because HIV and AIDS is still so very much stigmatized. But the way that we talk about HIV today is the same way that people back in the day used to talk about diabetes.
Okay.
Because medicine has thankfully advanced so far ahead that now people with HIV, and mind you that HIV is not just something that you get because you're like you're a fucking whore and like you're whoring around and like you get it from like somebody, right? From like doing sexual activity. A lot of people are born with HIV, right? Because like you can like pass it through your child to like breast milk, or you just born with it, right? So there's that. But now there is this medication. I think it's called singkatannya ART. Okay. I forgot what it stands for, but I'll put it up here. Okay. Like it's ART. It's this pill. If you're HIV positive, you take it, and it brings, to basically reduce the scientific jargon, it basically brings down the transmission rate to like a near zero.
In that case, then I've never been in a situation where I was placed like that. So I really don't know what I would do, but through my knowledge and through what I was educated on, maybe I'm undereducated on this topic, that I need more. Yeah, I need more scientific. I need more scientific knowledge.
Yeah.
On this. So my answer before, I said no, but now with you explaining, we will never know. You know what I mean? Would you?
Yes. HIV? Yes, as long as they have access to the medication, because it basically makes no difference, because this is the way I framed it, and that's why a lot of people were like messaging me on my Instagram story. You saying that you don't want to date somebody just because they're HIV positive is basically the equivalent of you saying you don't want to date somebody because they're diabetic.
Okay, so that from there, I gotta agree with you that I'm probably less knowledgeable on this topic. So
which is totally fine, and props to you for like admitting that, because I also understand, because I don't want to come off as like a bitch attacking people. Like, why do you not know this? Of course, that people just don't know, right? That like these days you can just take a pill and it brings down the transmission rate to like it's either a 0 or like a near 0. medicine has advanced so quick.
Wow, that's amazing, man. So I'm very happy for those people who are going through this disease. Yeah, wishing them well, and you got hope there.
Moving on. Abortion, pro-life versus pro-choice.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting with the Christian here, so.
Yeah. I mean, through morality, through religious views, I wouldn't agree with it because you shouldn't.
So you're pro-life?
Yeah, I'm pro-life through morality, okay?
Okay.
Through morality, pro-life. I believe that people shouldn't be making actions if they don't want to own up to their actions. You know? Like, it's two people in a bed.
Oh, you're one of the... Wait, hold on. All right, to clarify, are you one of those people that are a proponent of the sentiment, don't have sex if you're not ready to have kids?
Yeah.
That is?
No, don't have sex if you're not ready to have kids. Use protection if you're not ready to have kids.
Okay, there you go. That's,
yeah. There's a lot of medication out there. There's a condom, there's a cabe, there's whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Use medication if you don't want to have kids. Yes, through Christianity, they teach you not to have sex before marriage, and abortion is not good in the eyes of God. You know what I mean? And I believe that's so for many other religion, right? But abortion, then again, we have to know the woman's condition. You said this perfectly on stage the other day. You don't know if the mother is going through this illness inside their body, a terminal something. Who knows, by the time the baby has to come out, you have to sacrifice either the baby die or the mother dies. Like if doctors find something wrong with you, then sometimes you just have to make a hard choice in life. You know what I mean? But for the sake of just, okay, I just want to have sex, I want to have fun, and then somebody's pregnant, get an abortion. I think if you want to have sex, use protection, dude. There's a lot of them everywhere. Just buy it.
Yeah.
If you're too malu to buy a protection, then tell somebody to buy it for you. If you don't want to do that, then don't have sex and make babies.
I will say there is a level of accountability that more, especially the younger generation, I swear to God, y'all are so bad with protection. Y'all are so bad with protection, and y'all are out here popping, apa sih namanya yang postinor. It's a very bad habit that a lot of people are having these days of just like completely ignoring safe sex protocols and like just completely ignoring contraception.
Yeah.
That's stupid. It's like, of course, like then don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if she get pregnant or you get pregnant.
Yeah, and if that happens, take care of the kid. Like I wouldn't say abort it. If you have no medical
that's where you're gonna disagree.
This is where I feel. If you made that decision to not protect yourself and it happens, then it's not the child's fault that it's in there. Okay? No. Unless a doctor told you otherwise, that there's a problem going on with you, then do something. So in this case, I am like still half on the religious side and half on the, on the...
Oh, no, and I like this because I completely disagree with that.
Okay, what's yours?
Oh, no, I think, okay, I like to separate things, morals and ethics versus legal. Okay, because itu dua ranah yang berbeda, and like I have to separate those two.
Yeah.
Legally, let's establish this first. Legally, do you think abortion should be legal under any and all circumstances?
Yes.
Right, okay, so that's where you and I agree. But even on a moral sense, if you were to ask me if I was pro-life or pro-choice, I would say this.
Pro-choice.
With a caveat. I am I'm pro-choice, but that doesn't mean that I'm pro-abortion.
Okay. You see,
what I mean by that is, I believe that, again, I'm very absolutist when it comes to bodily autonomy. Bodily autonomy must remain absolute, even in like, kita ngomongin ranah moral sama etika nih, it must remain absolute. That being said, I do think that it is very irresponsible for a lot of people to just view it as, okay, shit, like I got pregnant, oh yeah, let's just get an abortion, as if it's like a regular fucking Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, I think I would disagree with people, and I think this is where I might disagree with you, because I don't view abortion as you killing a baby. I wouldn't word it that way.
Okay.
Would you word it that way? You're killing a baby?
If it has a heartbeat.
Let me look up.
Ada berapa bulan, it starts having a heartbeat. If it's still a blob of sperm, then maybe...
Well,
I don't know.
It's not a blob of sperm. It's technically like...
a little baby.
It's a zygote.
Yeah. I mean, if it has a heartbeat, anything with a heartbeat, I don't know. My views with anything with a heartbeat, even if it's an animal or whatever, like don't hurt that shit.
Is it what's the Christian point of view on abortion? Because like doesn't the Bible say that it starts at conception? Conception is irregardless of a heartbeat.
Really?
So you tell me, you're the Christian one here.
I'm not that Christian.
Okay. Are you that Christian?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm with the wrong crowd here. I think I could be so wrong.
Regardless
guys.
of religion, I just think with the heartbeat,
With the
life
heartbeat.
is there. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Because to me, I wouldn't word it as you're killing a baby, but what you are objectively doing is taking away prospective life.
A potential life.
Potential life, yeah. You're taking away potential life. And there is abortion should be legal, and you should be able to have an abortion for whatever reason. That being said, I would hope in an ideal world that people could make smarter decisions of like what those reasons would be.
Yes.
Is, I guess, and I don't know if like maybe people are listening to this and they're like, Indah, that's such a cop-out. But like that is genuinely how I feel. Like I am pro-choice, but that doesn't mean I'm pro-abortion in the sense like, oh yeah, let's just, fuck contraception. Like it's fine if I get pregnant, I can just go to Planned Parenthood and like get an abortion. Like, bitch, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And and people keep forgetting whenever we talk about abortion, especially in the West, people forget abortion is also so harmful to the woman's body. I also think of it from that perspective, right? That's why, like, it's don't normalize abortion to the extent where you making it as like a mundane activity that you can just get
don't
done.
do it on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
But you can't do it on a daily basis.
But I mean, like, don't treat it like a daily basis type of thing.
Don't treat it like too mundane either.
Yeah.
But abortion is still a medical procedure.
Right.
Like y'all gotta think of it that way.
I mean, that's my views on abortion. But then again, to each his own. Everybody has their body, and if they want to abort, then everybody has their own.
Right.
Y'all live your own sin.
No, but how about let's play hypotheticals here, right? Let's say you and I are dating, obviously, and then like I got pregnant, and it's an unwanted pregnancy, right? Like I mean, sometimes here's also the thing.
Okay.
I 100% agree with you that yes, if you
it's our fault.
Not that it's no. I wouldn't word it that way. That of course, when you want to have sex, like, please be smart about how you're having sex. Like use contraception, like, mitigate the risks of something unwanted happening.
Yeah.
But shit happens.
For sure.
And that's what, a lot of cases in real life, the data shows that a lot of the abortions that take place, at least like in the United States, like a good chunk of that is people that they've taken all the necessary precautions.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit just happens. And then like they get an abortion because they're not ready to become a parent and take on that responsibility. Now, like if we were in that type of situation, how would you respond to that?
Okay. I would say, okay, firstly, it was our decision to have fun. To have fun. Now that it's already in there, I would try to talk to you nicely about it. At the end of the day, it's going to be so hard because you are the owner of your body. It is your body. You are the one conceiving it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is a hard pill to swallow, and it's a hard, very, very hard topic.
Right.
Like if we want to go based on, like duniyawi or morality in terms of biblical, But yeah, secara legal should be fine if you want to get rid. But secara moral, for me, I would have a little, just a little slap in my face. Like,
right.
Why did I do that if I wanted to throw it away? You know what I mean? But then at the end of the day, it's your body. It's your body. Without me knowing, without me taking you to the doctors, without you going to the doctors in front of my face, you can do it behind me. Or there's other ways to abort the baby, as far as I know, through traditional ways. So there's nothing I can do about it if it's your body.
Right.
That's why when we find a partner, like find someone who has the same values.
Right.
So then once you have shit happen to you, you both will be on the same page on how you deal with that problem.
Yeah, at least as much as possible, because...
At least as much as possible.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. What do you say to the people, because I'm sure you heard this, you've heard this sentiment expressed a lot of like, men should not get to have a say.
Men should what?
Men should not get to have a say.
I think men should about what? About babies, abortion, or what?
I guess...
Conceiving, about a woman's body.
I guess, hold on, I'm trying to like stifle a cough here. I'm dying.
Kasih air putih.
I'm dying.
Here's your water.
Oh my God, thank you. I'm dying.
You got to drink.
I feel myself coming down with something.
Did you agree with me? You stupid ass.
But what about the right for the woman to pursue the rest of her life without? I'm so sorry, but like if it's an unwanted pregnancy, it is a hindrance. It is a hindrance, and like for a lot of women, especially, they do not have the socioeconomic means, right, of being able to like juggle both, like being a mother, having a child, and also like pursuing the rest of her. What about her career ambitions? What about her education?
Okay, was this woman raped?
No.
Why didn't she apply contraception in the beginning?
Well, what if she did? And like, sometimes shit just happens. Like contraception don't always work.
Okay, then if that's the case, right, go back to the person. It's a very hard topic, man.
It's super.
It's a very hard topic. Like, I feel like unless you're raped, I feel like it was a decision made. You know what I mean? It was like a decision, not a decision made to make a baby.
Right, right.
Like the consequences of your actions.
What? But should the consequences of like one, like even if let's say like one night you and me, we just got reckless, we forgot.
Yeah.
Should one reckless decision like result in like such a big consequence that it takes away my, for example, like let's just
for sure
hypothetical, like takes away my entire career, takes away my entire education. Yeah. Right. So it's like one reckless night, and I'm paying for it for the rest of my life. Ya kan, nggak adil juga kan? Yeah, nggak adil ya, emang nggak adil. I think you would agree with me there.
Yeah, emang nggak adil. It's not fair. But life is not fair sometimes. Yeah, life is not fair. You know what I mean?
That is that argument.
And for us to say, okay, then you shouldn't be having that reckless night. That's also not fair to say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because I mean, you also, a good alternative analogy to this is getting into a car. Yeah. Right? It's like when people say, well, don't have sex if you're not ready to get pregnant. I mean, shit, don't get into a car if you're not ready to get into a car accident then, right? There you go. Right? And also the same with like, what I said. It's like one reckless night, you pay the consequences of it for the rest of your life if you get reckless on the streets.
But then this just shows the type of person we are. Like, are we the type of person who just thinks about ourselves? We want to do the reckless night because it's for our life. We want to get the abortion because it's for my life. So it's like not thinking about.
I disagree. Like,
another life.
I disagree because like as humans, like, we're not perfect. Like, for example, like I would consider myself to be a very pragmatic person. Like I'm a very like I'm pragmatic. I'm like a logical like person. Am I always that way? Like, no, I got my bad days where like my judgment is clouded and I'm not thinking like the most rationally, right? So it's like, as humans, we're also susceptible to our flaws, and that's what makes us humans. So
I mean, if that was to happen, at the end of the day, it's your body.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the girl's body. Like if we're gonna debate, no matter how far this can go, if it was like a spouse thing, we could have the biggest arguments for like a whole 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's the spouse's body.
Yeah.
Like, you could choose to run away from the man who doesn't agree with abortion and just take off and do it on your own.
Right.
Yeah. Or vice versa. The man who agrees on abortion, but you want to keep it, you can also choose to run away and keep that baby. At the end of the day, it's the woman.
I want to bring it back to something that we talked about on stage. You remember the part where we were talking about if like I think you were saying like how it's unfair if it's like before marriage, like we agreed to have like a certain number of kids, and then after getting married, like the person changes their mind. I want to finish that.
Let's go.
On stage masih belum puas because we had to like
wrap it up.
Wrap it up, and also I think like when it's on other people's platforms and like they don't want it to get too heated and like too controversial, like of course I gotta respect that, but we're on my territory now. So I want I want to dig more into that, right? So actually I'll let you start first. Like maybe you want to like
sure. The topic that more. Day was what was the question?
I mean, I forgot the question, but you were saying how before marriage, we agreed on a certain number of kids. After marriage, one person changes their mind.
Not about the certain number, okay? Not about the 3 or the 4 or the 5, the exact number. No. I said to you, like, okay, if we had a deal about, okay, I want to have children. Yeah, let's have kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be so cool. Yeah. What type of house you want to build? Oh, I'll start looking for a house. Yeah. Even before the marriage. Yeah. I start looking for a house, a 3-bedroom house. And then, because we sold the dream. The dream is what I'm working for. The dream is what's keeping me alive. And then inside that marriage, let's say, okay, I decide I don't want no more children, or I only want one. Wouldn't that be like sort of like a scam for marriage? Not a scam from the woman or a man, but a scam into marriage. Same. I'm going to talk vice versa. Hey, girl. You're working a lot. But after marriage, I know your dreams, girl. You don't want to work as hard. Let me be that guy. Oh my God.
Let me take care of you.
I'll take care of you. You can live in my house, you know. You can eat filet mignon every day. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about this type of girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that sounds so nice. That sounds so nice, daddy. Whatever.
Oh, you got it. Okay, yeah.
And here we go. We get into the marriage. And what happened? I asked you to split 50-50 everything. You quit your job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even pay I don't even pay milk.
Not even the milk.
Not even the milk?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you feel like you got scammed into marriage? Yeah.
I guess the difference is when in your scenario, the scenario that you provided, I would say that is a scam.
Yeah.
If it's things like, hey, you know, I changed my mind about having kids, or I changed my mind about apalagi ya, let's just stick to that one example. I changed my mind about having kids. It's difficult because, like, you know, to what extent is it like, oh, I mean, I've just changed as a person, and of course, like, as humans, we are entitled to, like, changing our values and, like, our wants in life, and, you know, people change, right?
True.
I guess I like this question. The difference would be, I mean, if I wanted to be treated like an ultimate queen, and, like, you know, I wanted, like, everything provided for me, and then you promised me that, and then come to find out, like, you can't do that. I think it's because
I can't do that. I just don't want to do that.
You just don't
say. Just like in a marriage, you said I'll give you 3 kids. Not I'll give you 3 kids. I want 3 kids, and turns out you can only have 1.
Yeah,
that's fine medically.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, like, okay, I'll give you this, and in the end, sorry, I don't want kids no more. And that feeling of okay, since we're in a marriage, we can say whatever the fuck we want to say because we're stuck. Divorce is gonna cost money, baby. You know what I mean?
I guess it depends. Like, I guess, for example, like, if we're gonna talk about you here, and, like, I know you got money, right? And it's like you promised me all these, and then it's like, not even you can't. Turns out you can't, but it's just that you don't want to. I mean, yeah, shit, you know, that's a fucking scam. Like, you lied to me.
You got scammed,
right? Yeah, I straight up got scammed. But but if it's at the same time, I will say this: you could still make the argument. Oh God, this is so icky. But, like, you could still make the argument that, like, I mean, my values have changed, and, like, like, in the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, women should be, like, provided for, and then you know, after our marriage, you're like, I mean, but my values have changed, my perceptions have changed, and, like, you know, I think a woman, like, should not be entitled to, like, my money, and, like, you know, she should work for it. And
I think that's the most asshole move.
It's an asshole, but
such an asshole move.
It's an asshole move. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, I'm saying you could make that argument, and it's like, okay, well, where do we like? I think the way that I would approach that is, well, what would I live with it, right? How much does you providing for me, like, is that an ultimate deal breaker, right? Kalau itu balik lagi ke orang-orang masing-masing gak sih? Because, like,
yeah, like nothing.
Oh damn! Okay, you know
like
what?
Nothing.
Nah, you a piece of shit if you do that. Dude.
Yeah, I'm saying like nothing. And, like, okay, we get into the marriage. You said, okay, it's okay. Yeah, it'll be nice to have 3 kids. I already built this bloody house, with a lot of bedrooms for these kids.
Yeah,
and then, you know, I changed my mind too. You know, my morals now. It's like I don't want to conceive anymore.
I think
you know what I mean.
I think the difference is in these 2 examples is that when money is not bodily autonomy, whereas having kids, that is 100% bodily autonomy. Right. And I think this is where you might agree with me here. It depends on what your reason is. It really does depend on what your reason is.
If it's medical,
I'm not even
agree.
I don't think. Well, what if her reason was?
Okay, let's say a man can conceive. Let's say I'm just gonna say. Let's say I can conceive. Okay. Let's say I was the one who was able to conceive.
Oh.
Okay. And we're talking about body autonomy, like you said. And that's got nothing to do with money. Okay. We made a vow.
Okay.
A promise. Wouldn't that just be me not keeping a promise, not being a man of my words, even if I could conceive? You know, I'm just not being a man of my words.
But I thought our vow is through sickness and through health, through better or for worse, through rich or through poor. So
that's a church vow. Our vow before.
Okay. Oh, okay. Our not vow. Our agreement.
Agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be more business.
I mean, I just feel like if you weren't gonna live up to our agreement, I'm just like a man of my words. Like. Okay, boy, let's make a content on Friday at 2 p.m. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And, like, boy, I need you here. I will be there. It's like, especially marriage. Like it's worse than that.
Right. It's
like for me to cancel on you last minute, it's a shit ass move for me to do. Especially you canceled after a contract of a wedding.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
things just change like that. So better not get married in the first place.
I don't know what you're gonna think of this, but I would hope that my man would still want to be with me and he would still love me regardless of whether or not I give him kids.
Okay. Yes, I love you. I love you so much, whatever your decision is. Would you love that man enough to be like, hey, I know what your dream was. I know what you wanted. I know what you worked hard for. I think I love you so much that I got to let you go because I'm not the one for you. Would you be, you know what I mean? Or are you going to be, I hope my man loves me because that's selfish thinking for what I am. But you knew his dreams. You knew what he built. You knew his hard work, his sweat, his tears.
True.
To build that 3-bedroom home.
True.
And then you just don't want to give it to him.
And I am not one of those feminists to be like, well, that's not for the man to say. I 100% understand how disappointing it would be. Yeah, I understand how disappointing it would be.
Would you let the man go? Under your initiative, not under his.
If he's still like, if I'm telling my man that I'm like, hey man, I changed my mind. Like I'm not comfortable. I really don't want to put my body through all of that.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's not taking it well.
Okay.
Would I mean, at that point, it's more so like, what can I do?
Exactly.
Right.
If he did take it well though, and then you just saw his dreams go down the drain. Because of the decision you made final minute.
Oh, that is
last minute.
Well, okay. Well, mind you, like those types of decisions, like I don't think it's fair to say that it's a last minute decision, as if like women that find themselves in these predicaments, they think of it like last minute willy nilly. Like no, I'm sure like they mull over it for many nights, so like before bed. But like, God, that would be hard, and I would feel bad. I think most people that find themselves in that predicament would. At the same time, because again, back again, I guess to the individual, bodily autonomy must remain absolute. All right, and it's I definitely do not want to put myself through that. Like if I know that I really don't want to put myself through pregnancy,
so you let him go.
Yeah, I mean not that. Ooh, that sounds rough. That's rough. Yeah, because at that point, it's like, then what else is there for us?
Then we have a deal.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Do you feel like marriage is not that important?
Oh, I don't give a shit about marriage. Like I will say, to me, marriage is just like
paper.
It's just paper.
Yeah.
I'm okay if he wants it, but then should that mean he got to pay for it? Because I'm not paying for something I don't want. But I'm just gonna keep it real. But you know what? I will say the caveat here. If the situation was that the both of us didn't want to get married, we don't want like the big fucking like Ambani wedding, like the 7-day Indian wedding. But our parents, either one of our parents makes us, I'll chip in. Right. Because that's like, fair, in my opinion. Yeah. And like I like my shit egalitarian because I'm just like Scandinavian like that. But if he wants to get married,
it's on him.
The wedding is definitely on him, and it doesn't change anything if I have like suddenly like a Mrs. or whatever. Oh, but I will say I'm not changing my last name.
Oh, really?
Oh, I am not changing my last name.
So your name will always be Indah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will always. I will keep my last name.
What if his last name is Ambani?
Indah Ambani does not have a really good ring to it, I don't think.
Yeah.
No.
I'd change my last name to Ambani. Let's go.
You would. Does it matter? Oh, I want to ask you this. Does it matter?
A man changing the last name to the girl's last name?
No, like, does it matter to you that she got to take your last name?
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
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 Why?
Because I want her to be part of my part of my tribe. You know what I mean?
Why don't you change your last name to her last name?
Because in the norm, the girl goes to the guy.
So it's a norms thing.
Yeah, it's a norms thing. The girl comes to the guy. And I think it would be good if we all one family name, you know what I mean? And then going down, it's still the same family. This is a norms thing. About that norms thing, I still don't have a new ideology towards that.
Okay.
Like if I was to get married, the girl will have to come to me. Like I said, at the end of the day, I like to provide. So I ain't going to be sleeping in no girl's house. I'll sleep over.
What if she got a better house than you?
It don't matter. I can sleep under the bridge.
Damn, really? I'm a utilitarian type of girl. I mean, shit, if he got a better house than me, boy, I'm living with you.
Oh, nah, not for girls, bro. Me living inside a girl's house, even though she lives in a mansion and I live under a bridge, bro, you fucking up my ego.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, hold on. If she lives...
you like this. I know you like this.
Damn. Okay,
I just heated you up.
Oh, my God. Okay, now hold on. You got me fucked up with that one. Hold on. She lives in a mansion. You live in like a dingy-ass, like ghetto middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah. She still got to live with you.
I'm going to build something better. I'm going to build something better.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to build something better to her standards. Maybe not the mansion. Maybe not the mansion.
I respect the ambition, but I mean, again.
But first, I got to ask the girl first. This is my condition. This is my condition, which I'm telling you, this is my condition. I know what your condition is. Are you okay to roll with me? If you're okay, that's the promise we made. Again, back to that agreement we made. If you're not okay with it, all right, wait for me. Give me 5 years. Give me 5 years. I'll be your neighbor. Then you come to me.
That is so interesting. Wow. That's like, is that like one of your non-negotiables or something? Like, you gotta live with me. You gotta live in my house.
It's not about dominancy. It's like,
it's an ego thing. You said so.
Yeah, it's an ego thing. Okay. I just feel like I love being the caretaker. It turns me on.
You can take care of her in her house.
But then I will feel less of a man.
Because you don't own the house?
Because I don't own it myself.
Well, she probably don't even own it herself. Most these days, like, our parents own our house.
Oh, that's even worse. I ain't living in her parents' house.
Do you own this house?
I do.
That's a flex. That's a flex. I don't own my own house. I live with my mother.
Well, then that's why you come to me.
If your woman lived in a better house than you, would you live with her?
It might have.
Oh, you don't know?
Would you?
Depends on you. Rumah aja atau emang karir?
Hah? Kok karir? Maksudnya kalau rumahnya dia itu lebih bagus daripada...
Rumahnya aja, kan rumah bisa aja pemberian orang tua atau apa gitu. Apa emang secara itu, ya kadang lebih bagus atau kayak hasil deh.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about it that way. Does that matter to you? Is that something that you think about?
Dikit.
Oh.
Gak pede.
Gak pedenya.
It's an ego thing.
You see, a lot of men, we still get hit on that side of the ego. Yeah, we got the ego system.
It's an ego thing. That is so... that is so interesting. Wow.
No, for me, it's not about the gak pede because she's above. Okay? As long as she doesn't brag about it and rub it in your face and make you feel less of a man at home. You know what I mean? That's right. Now that would hit the ego.
Right.
But if she's above in terms of career, in terms of everything, but she still knows how to be, like I said, still knows how to be a woman. Like the quadrat thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Still knows how to be a woman, gak membikin kita merasa malu atau gak membikin kita merasa gak berguna di dunia ini. You know what I mean? That's okay. Yang ada, we will support. Is there anything I want to learn from you? Like, can you teach me? You know, it's about approaching people. Gimana cara ngomongnya ke orang-orang? You know what I mean? Kalau pulang ke rumah aja dia udah kayak lu pal, lu ini. Then that's like hitting my fucking ego.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like, don't. I would hope that nobody ends up with a type of person like that, because
there is some people like that.
Some people like that for sure. Yeah, there's just a lot of.
Yeah, kan?
There's a lot of crazy people out there.
Would you want to do it? That's way below you.
Way socioeconomically way below me.
Way below you.
Nah, you know what? Because I focus more on like his income rather than his wealth. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. His work.
Yeah.
Stability.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it so real. Like, if he is way below me in terms of like net worth, like as in like I have just more money saved up in the bank than him, that does not mean anything to me. Like, what I'm looking at is like, hey man, like, you got a good stream of income, and can you sustain that for like a long period of time? And like, can you build something off of that? Because like, I also like, I grew up with a lot of rich people. Like, that's not a secret. I grew up with a lot of rich people. I've seen rich people go bankrupt. I've seen rich people like,
because they don't know how to spend that shit.
Yeah, and they don't know how to make their money make more money, and they don't know how to manage what money they have. Right? So it's like, I'm looking at, do you got a good flow of income coming in? Like, can you sustain yourself? I'm not, oh my gosh, like, see, this is, I don't know how many people would relate to this, but like, as obviously I come from a wealthy background. And it's so awkward behind closed doors. A lot of like me and my girlfriends that come from like rich families, like we do talk about this of like sometimes it does get awkward when like the girl is richer than the guy, but it's not even
awkward on your behalf or the guy's behalf.
I think the guy makes it awkward. I'm gonna be so
Have
honest.
you been in that situation?
I have been in that situation. Now, you know what? Fun fact, like 2 of my ex-boyfriends, like I've dated 3 guys. My whole life I've dated 3 guys. 2 of them come from socioeconomic backgrounds lower than mine.
Okay.
Way
Far
lower
below?
than mine. Huh?
Far below.
Far below. Far below. And then like my last one was the only one that's like on par. And it's awkward. I'll be honest, it is awkward and it is difficult, but it's not even because like I don't mind and I don't even think of it. It's because they think of it too much.
So what happens when you go on a date? Like who gets the bill? Like in your story?
Split. We always split.
Okay.
Yeah. We always split, and it's awkward when like okay. I know I'm gonna get judged a lot for this. I don't mind treating my man.
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm not stupid. I'm not like, oh yeah, I have all this money. I'm just like showering him with money and everything. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not a fucking cougar. And I'm also like, I'm not irresponsible with my money that way because I gotta protect what's mine as well.
Okay.
Right. But again, I'm not stingy with my money. And there have been a lot of instances, especially with like my 2 ex-boyfriends of mine, where like I tell them like, hey, I'm more than happy. Like let's go to a nice place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by a nice place.
Yeah.
Let's go to a nice place.
And let me
I'll pay.
on me. Yeah.
I'll pay for it. They feel some type of way about that.
That's exactly how that's a man thing.
It's not a man thing. It's not a male thing. It's a patriarchy thing.
I think most men go through the patriarchy.
I like to leave some room of like empathy and compassion because a lot of men like y'all don't choose the environment that y'all grew up in. I understand that, and I also don't want to like push my man or any man past their limits of like comfort.
Yeah.
At the same time, hey man, sometimes I'm thinking of it from like a utilitarian I think of it from like a utilitarian point of view, or just like sometimes it's not even a utilitarian thing. It's just like, hey, let me do something nice for you, but then your ego gets in the way. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Interesting.
It's weird.
It's interesting.
You know, I have a really hot take. Most women, despite what y'all see on the internet, most women really don't mind if the man does not make as much money as her.
I agree. But as long as they have a stable something, they got an income. At least they're working. Like, you don't want a bum boy.
Of course.
Not a bum ass.
Oh, yeah. No, as in to say, like, most women, I think, would not mind if the man has less in terms of like net worth or like money saved in the bank. But as long as they have like a sustainable income, right? And like they know how to money manage. Like, but of course, let's be real. Like, nobody wants an unemployed, broke, like ass fucking bum.
Fair enough. No, that's fair.
Would you say most men are fine with their women being like an unemployed, broke bum ass, just staying at home?
Maybe a lot of men don't mind that, but I would love a girl with a dream. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be, maybe not, you don't have to work.
What about you? You like a lady with ambition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seenggaknya punya kegambaran di kegiatan.
Yeah.
Do something.
Do something. Like even in the house, like when you say unemployed, you mean like unemployed outside in a corporate or elsewhere.
That is
like,
true.
No, not unemployed like that. Like even if you stay home and you don't work in a corporate, at least like you have like some sort of a dream. Like you could do something online based, or you could be the one helping me with my finances. You know, like that's doing something. You don't have to be employed.
Kalian tahu nggak, di Jepang budayanya itu the man goes out and makes the money, but he has to give it to the woman at home.
Yeah.
And she has to manage it. Dia yang puterin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That is true.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And also, you know what? I will reel back a little bit what I said, because domestic work is work.
Yeah.
Domestic work is work.
But I wouldn't want like a bum ass woman who's at home
just chilling, doing nothing.
Chilling and just doing her makeup all day. Don't even know how to do anything.
Playing video games and watching Netflix documentaries all day.
That's me.
What was your mom like growing up in terms of like how active and present she was in your life?
I grew up watching her work. Like she would do anything. I'm telling you. We grew up in a very comfortable home. Growing up. So my grandma was a poor woman who was a hard worker. She used to sell cakes from door to door on a bike with my grandfather just to get pennies, you know what I mean? Since she was a smart businesswoman, all these money, all these incomes, she puts it into land. And at the time, land and gold was like the shit, you know? Berapa perak and you can get for meters. Maksudnya berapa meter tuh berapa perak.
Yeah.
So she was a smart one. So she started like buying land. So by the time my mother was born, they didn't have no money like big money, but they did have something. You know what I mean? As my brother grew up, dimodalin with my grandma through all the money that she spun over the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so my mom lived comfortable when I was born. When I was born, I lived a very comfortable life. We lived in a
modest house.
Yeah, God forbid, not to be cocky. We probably had the biggest house in my class. Or whatever. It was by the beach in New Zealand. It was our party home. Everybody would be coming to our house for the house parties.
Okay, I know you was popular in class then.
No.
Okay.
No, I would have those parties because I wanted friends.
Okay.
But they weren't my friends. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Back then. And so, yeah. So that happened. And then they went through bankruptcy.
Okay.
Divorce.
Right.
Went through a divorce. The divorce was so bad. Economical problems. You know how divorces are.
Yeah.
Yep. Boom. From the story I heard, dad flew off with whatever, the materialism, whatever it is. Mom started off in bankruptcy. So I've been growing up watching her like work, building that mansion, building the whatever. I don't want to say mansion. That sounds so dumb. Building a home. Yeah, the home. And even through bankruptcy, I've been watching her work. Like as a businesswoman, even till today, she's still traveling around everywhere doing property. So she's buying land, she's building on top of it, she's selling, you know, like a developer. So she's doing that type of work right now. So I've been growing up looking at strong women working. So when you talk about like, do you believe in women should be tough and powerful? Yeah, of course. Like, that's my mom, that's my grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one type of woman that I don't have, that I didn't see her growing, is the type of woman that was at home. And you know, the act of service type of woman.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
Yeah. And see, like, I don't know if I've said this on an episode before, but there is this theory that your number one love language reflects the very thing that you craved for the most as a child but didn't get.
Yeah.
And so that checks out for you.
Yeah.
Checks out for me because I'm a single mom. She was never home, and like I've always only child, so no siblings, and like I've always wanted somebody to talk to, but like, and like I wanted friends, but like I was bullied a lot, and so like I was always really lonely.
Right.
And so I think that's why it's my number one like love language. And so yeah, I'm just like throwing that in there. But yeah, so like your mom wasn't really like, I guess, that present in your life. Like
financially present.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But not probably not the ones that's at home. You know, the ones that knits for you and here's a beanie for you or cooks for you every night.
What do you do?
They do. There are mothers that knits and then wear their socks for school, yeah. And you know those type of mothers that make lunch boxes and then they design the lunch boxes for their kids.
Yeah.
Like mine wasn't nothing like that. You woke up and my mom's somewhere in the project.
Yeah.
And she's gone. You know. So all my life I've been living I feel like I've been living alone.
Well, I mean, you got your brother at least. I
got my brothers at least.
Yeah. And see, this is where I feel like you and I, we grew up the same way. We grew up with similar circumstances.
Your mom was like that too?
So, yeah, my mom's also a single mom. I've never met my dad. So I've never met my dad. So it's just always been me and my mom. My mom, obviously a single mom, so she got to work. So she was like never home. By the time I hit 8 years old was probably when she was starting to like reach that like financial like pinnacle where she was like, okay, should I get to like spend more time at home? But then, you know, I've never talked about this, but it's kind of sad in a way because most parents, like preferably you spend the most time with your kids like when they are young, and so that like you get the most amount of time you spend with them when they're young, that when they grow older, they leave the nest. With me and my mom was the complete opposite because like her circumstances necessitated that she had to put money and career over me. By the time she got money and career, I was already like growing up. And when you grow up, you just want to be, you don't want to be with mom and dad. I'm sorry, right? Yeah, you want to be with your friends. You want to explore your life. You want to explore yourself and your identity outside of the home. Yeah. So me and my mom, we kind of had it in reverse. And that's why sometimes like I have to want to spend time with my mother now as a 26, going 27-year-old adult, even though, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but I'm sorry, most of my friends my age don't live with their parents, barely call their parents. I'm not saying that's a good thing, by the way, but it's just because their parents have had so much time with them as a child that by the time they grow up, their parents are like, oh, fuck, finally they're gone. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas like my mom, like, I know she wants to spend time with me, right? But it's hard because like I want to live my own life. Like right now? Right now, I want to live my own life. I want to go out there. I want to travel. I want to like, you know, like like do
Is she still working till today?
She's not working now. She's like happily retired.
Oh, she's happily retired.
Oh yeah, no, she's happily retired, and like, see, now she got like way too much time. Like, she a little bit too happy at home, so she's like breathing down my neck a little bit too much. I'm like, Mom, you sure you don't got other things to do? You know what I mean? But but you and I, we grew up with like very similar circumstances surrounding our mothers.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, and I feel like you and I would disagree on here. When it comes to parents, career versus children, which one should they prioritize first?
It's a hard pill to swallow. Susah. It's a hard topic. Like, let's say, talk about your mother. You only got the relationship with her as you grew older. She had to feed you, bloody feed you. It cost money.
I agree.
When you were young, you know what I mean? So she had to prioritize the bag first in order for her to feed you.
Yeah.
If she was just there, like breastfeeding you, what's she gonna feed you the next 3 years, man? You know what I mean? She has to prioritize something first so she can feed you. So it's hard. Depends.
It depends.
It really depends on the situation. In your situation, your mother did the right thing. Like, for sure, hands down.
And I would say your mother as well. Like, single motherhood is not easy.
Yeah, I mean,
we know that.
I mean, you can't just, okay, I'm gonna put my child first. I want to titty the baby for 2 years, and then age 3 and above, the baby starts eating. Then she starts working. How?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you ain't got you're not gonna have nothing to feed your kid with. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why like, and I'm not just saying this for the sake of like being controversial and being provocative, but me personally, I understand circumstances differ, and this is very much like depending on situations, because look, I will say this, like my mother, she prioritized her career more so than she did me most of the time, but the times where she had to prioritize me, she knew. Yeah. Right? For example, I'm in the hospital. Oh, of course, my mom's not fucking crazy, and she's like, "We're gonna keep like."
For sure.
You know what I mean? But then again, like the caveat is, when I was getting hospitalized, because like I had like a lot of health problems growing up as a kid. But like, hey, my mom had money, enough money at least, where she could afford to be with me in the hospital.
Exactly.
And I understand there are a lot of parents that just don't. I understand, but you know what? I think I die on the hill that like, you should prioritize your career at least a little bit more than you prioritize your child.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to understand that it's probably not their choice to do that. Of course, they might have I'm pretty sure everybody will have guilt for leaving a baby.
Yeah.
But they're doing the right thing. They're doing whatever they're doing at that given moment is because the circumstances made them do what they had to do.
Right.
You know what? If your mother at the time, or my mother, was the wife of Ambani and I was born and we were born, they probably wouldn't be working. But probably not. You know what I mean?
That is true. I never thought about this in the context of like, what if, like, for example, my mom was just like already like from the get-go just fucking rich and like she still chose her career over me? Would that be like an asshole move?
Then you're probably gonna lose that whole growing up process with your baby, where you need that whole, where the baby has to be formed in the first 5 years.
People do make the argument that as parents, you have to put yourself first before your child.
Yeah.
Right?
Agree.
And for a lot of people, putting yourself first, like that could take form in you first, like, how would I make an argument? I get the argument where it's like, maybe for you, your version of taking care of yourself and putting yourself first is your career.
Okay.
And so then it's like, well, prioritize your career first.
Yeah.
I got to have my shit going for me.
Yeah.
I got to have my purpose in life that is separate from my child being my purpose in life, because I also, I don't know about you, but like I disagree with like this narrative that once you become a parent, your whole life just becomes about your
No, not your whole life.
Yeah.
At least when it's a baby and it's not, cannot move. The baby cannot move, cannot talk, cannot ask to go something. I think it's good for the mother to bond and understand your kid. But once the baby...
Fathers too.
Yeah, fathers too.
Yeah.
I mean, once the baby hits a certain age, even as a little baby, like they can talk to, maybe if you want to go work, the baby has a maid, and the baby can ask for food, the baby can ask for, you don't have to titty them. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, then prioritize yourself. But there are circumstances where...
That is true.
Yeah.
Right.
Like let's say I just bought a puppy. I live alone.
Right.
And then I just leave the puppy at home because I got to feed it till I know the puppy knows where to eat. And then I'll go do my shit.
Yeah.
Benar gak sih?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. Everything depends on circumstance. Lihat situasi.
Lihat situasi.
I swear, lihat situasi should be like tattooed on everybody's forehead.
Yeah, like this whole conversation ya dari tadi ya, kayak ujung-ujungnya jawabannya adalah depends on the situation.
Right, but I think it's very helpful for you and me to have like this conversation. I think especially you, because you are somebody of like a prominent figure in this country that a lot of young men especially look up to. And I think it's important like to showcase like these types of conversations and like for us to demonstrate like the nuances of it all, because a lot of people in real life, they tend to forget the nuances, right? They forget to like they forget to take into consideration harus tahu situasi, beda-beda orang, beda-beda selera.
Benar.
You know, things
Benar.
the nuances and like the caveats of it all, people do tend to forget. But yeah, I think this was a good demonstration. You got any questions for me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Are you happy with your job? Is this a dream you've always wanted?
Oh man.
Because I'm telling you, if you're not happy with it, you are doing so good at it. You're doing so good hiding it. No, you're amazing.
I'm doing good at it because I'm happy with it. I'm so happy with this. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but a lot of people on the internet, they know this about me. When awalnya, guess what I wanted to go into career-wise?
Did you tell me? Hold on.
I don't think I told you yet.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me.
I wanted to be an investment banker.
Oh wow. Wow, this is very far.
Investment banking or like tax auditing, accounting kayak gitu. Yeah. Because like I used to study accounting in back in college. Yeah. I took entrepreneurship and I took accounting. But I like leaned more towards the finance side. And everybody around me was investment banking. My ex-boyfriend is investment banking.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably influenced it. So I really wanted to go into investment banking. But I'm class of 2020 for college. I could not get a job. Nobody would hire me in LA. Nobody would hire me here in Jakarta even, dude. I couldn't get a job here.
It's COVID.
Yeah. Well, no, but I'll keep it real because I'm an honest person.
Yeah.
People told me when I was applying for jobs, they were like, Indah, you're good, but hey, the economy is not supporting us right now. Yeah. Like we can't afford to hire you.
Exactly.
But there are also a lot of cases where I acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm just not as good as all the other kids competing. I'm competing against. I'm not as... When it comes to investment banking and accounting, maybe I'm just not that great. And I'm like, I just have to reconcile with that.
And so you switched?
No, I did. Dude, I went viral on accident. That's how I got my start.
How?
Do you know this channel called Jakarta Uncensored?
Okay. And you were there for?
They put up an announcement on Instagram that my friend shared on her Instagram story, and that's where I applied. They were looking for narasumber, anak-anak yang bisa ngomong tentang kehidupan anak internasional. Because for context, I grew up in the international school system here, right? And so they were looking for narasumber to talk about that. Kayak apa sih sekolah di sekolah internasional kayak gitu? Like, does your outfit have to be at least 40 million rupiah from head to toe? Gitu. So I applied thinking, I swear to God, I applied. I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I grew up in the international school system. I even wrote a book talking about this because I'm an author.
Yeah.
And I pitched myself thinking that I was not going to get it because I was a fucking nobody.
Okay.
Right? I was a fucking nobody.
So what's this? A talk show that they were trying to get you in? Or what is it?
Jakarta Uncensored gak sih? Pernah dengar kan?
Jakarta Uncensored? Is it like a documentary?
No, channel. Coba jelasin.
Yeah, and what's the show about?
Regular random nggak sih? Gak harus sebagai
kayak Vice?
Yeah, maybe Vice.
I've never seen Vice, tapi iya kayak gitu. Like you're just talking.
Okay, so you were on that show, and that's how you got to start.
And I was on that show. We went to. I remember this. It was like mid-March. I went to Kelvin's apartment, and then we filmed that very first Jakarta Uncensored episode, the one with me in it and Bishka in it. And then it went up the next month, and it went so fucking viral. It went so viral. People were texting me all about it. I saw clips of it going up on TikTok that coincided with when I was posting on TikTok. But the thing is, I was posting on TikTok to promote my book, but people recognized me from that Jakarta Uncensored video.
Yeah.
And then I started, and then I went back to the States for a while because I was like wrapping shit up over there.
Yeah.
I was like saying goodbye to friends and all that, packing up my shit. And then I came back at end of 2021. People were demanding content from me because they were like, we think you're very entertaining. You're so well-spoken. I like the way that you storytell. You're very engaging. Can we get more content from you? I'm like, okay, shit, I like to talk. Let me start a podcast. That's where it started.
And who was your very first guest?
My Jennifer Aniston. Bitch,
did you say Jennifer Aniston?
No, if I was Ellen, my Jennifer Aniston, because Jennifer Aniston was the first.
I was about to say, girl, what?
Nah.
Who are you?
Bitch, I wish it was Jennifer Aniston. No, but my Jennifer Aniston.
Who was it?
Bishka, my friend. My friend. The one who appeared with me
in the Jakarta
Uncensored episode.
And who is your favorite guest out of all the episodes that you've had?
So far?
You aired. Yeah, so far.
Are you want me to say you, don't you?
I said you aired.
Who aired? Oh, who's
Aired.
Who has aired? You know what? So far, yeah. Oh man, the one, and I would say the one with Andovi. And
Okay,
Andovi Da Lopez.
okay, I'm gonna go watch that.
Yeah.
What's it about? What's the topic?
It was about political polarization, how social media plays into effect on that one. It also talked a little bit about like, because Andovi and I, we grew up like as third culture kids, so we have that in common.
Yeah.
And it's just I love guests like Andovi, like you as well, because you know how to talk.
Oh,
and I appreciate that about you.
You like talking people.
Yes, I like people that can talk. No, because y'all don't understand. Like there have been episodes where like I need like, but we would cut it out of the footage. Just I would like say more, because like they don't talk. Gak ngomong. Terus I'm like, you need to talk. Otherwise, it's just gonna be me talking, and people are gonna give me shit for it because you can't fucking talk.
Let me tell you something, girl.
What?
Welcome to my life. I've been doing this shit for so long, and I've seen so many different people. Some people don't even open their mouth.
Oh my God, period. You've had that, right? Where it's like
a lot.
And it's awkward, and it's like the beban as a host for you to like manage like the people that are doing the equipment, but then also like gauging the vibe, right? And also like making the vibe. Like I've had to like
you gotta keep the energy up.
Keep the energy up.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Do you like hard questions?
Clearly.
Yeah. Are you the type to answer hard questions?
I like to ask hard questions and I like to answer hard questions.
Okay, so who's your worst guest so far?
Ooh, mamka ayip ni. Worst guess.
You like hard questions, right?
That's
I'm joking. Don't say it.
And I reach out to people and I'm like, hey, do you want to talk about this topic? And they're like, oh God, Indah, I can't. Because they have to like, I get it. They're going to get in trouble with their parents. I understand. They might lose their job. I understand. But it's also just mostly they don't want to get judged by society. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit what society thinks of you, man?
Nah, but you know what? I respect you. Like these were very hard and very taboo conversations that we had today. And you took it on like a champ. You didn't even look at the fucking docs. He was just like, yeah, we'll talk about whatever. So I appreciate that about you, man.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you for even considering talking to someone like me.
I cracked your knuckles.
You did. It's so good.
But yeah, that is it for today's episode, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, everybody knows who this man is. Y'all are far ahead in like following him, keeping up with him and everything. But be sure to like, comment, and fucking subscribe, you cunts. Most of you watch this without subscribing.
God. Oh my God, she's forcing you, all right?
That's
do what she says, all right?
Subscribe. I need money. Thank you. Bye.